If you are carrying a credit card balance right now, I need you to stop whatever you are doing and pay attention to this video. Because what is happening to your money every single month is not what you think it is. And once you see the math, you will never look at your credit card statement the same way again. The average credit card interest rate in America right now is above 20%. Let me say that again. 20%. That means if you are carrying a $5,000 balance on your credit card and making only minimum payments, you are not slowly paying off a debt. You are running on a financial treadmill that the credit card industry specifically engineered to keep you running forever. But here is what this video is actually about. It is not about telling you how bad the trap is. You already feel that. You already know something is wrong. This video is about the exact math and the exact steps to get out, faster than you think, with less sacrifice than you expect, and with more wealth waiting on the other side than most people ever calculate. Let me show you what is actually happening first, so the solution makes complete sense. When you carry a credit card balance at 20% APR, your debt is not sitting still waiting for you to pay it. It is growing every single day. Credit card interest compounds daily on most cards. That means the balance you owe today is larger than the balance you owed yesterday, even if you did not spend a single dollar. The credit card company calculates your daily interest rate by dividing your APR by 365. At 20% APR, that is 0.0548% per day. On a $5,000 balance, that is $2.74 of new debt appearing every single day while you sleep. $19.18 per week, $83 per month in pure interest on top of whatever you already owe. And here is where minimum payments become the most expensive financial decision most people make without realizing it. The minimum payment on most credit cards is calculated as either a flat fee or approximately 2% of your outstanding balance, whichever is greater. On a $5,000 balance, that minimum payment is around $100 per month. That feels manageable. That feels like progress. But at $100 per month with a 20% interest rate, you will be making payments for 106 months. That is almost 9 years. And you will pay $5,311 in interest. On a $5,000 debt, you will pay more in interest than the original balance, and it will take you nearly a decade to do it. The second strategy is the avalanche method, and it is the mathematically optimal way to pay off multiple credit card balances simultaneously. Here is how it works. List all of your credit card balances with their interest rates beside each one. Pay the minimum payment on every single card except the one with the highest interest rate. Every extra dollar you can find goes to the highest rate card first. When that card is paid off, you take the entire payment you were making on it and add it to the minimum payment on the card with the next highest rate. You repeat this until every card is gone. The avalanche method minimizes the total interest you pay across all cards because you are always attacking the most expensive debt first. Here is what the avalanche looks like in practice. Say you have 3 cards. Card 1 has a $3,000 balance at 24% APR with a $60 minimum payment. Card 2 has a $5,000 balance at 20% APR with a $100 minimum payment. Card 3 has a $2,000 balance at 16% APR with a $40 minimum payment. Your total minimum payment across all 3 cards is $200 per month. Now say you have an extra $200 per month to put toward debt, a total of $400 per month available for debt payoff. In the avalanche method, every extra dollar goes to card 1 first, the 24% card. You pay $340 toward card 1 and minimum payments on the other 2. Card 1 is paid off in approximately 10 months. Then you take that $340 and add it to the $100 minimum on card 2, now paying $440 toward the 20% card. Card 2 is paid off in approximately 13 more months. Then the entire $440 plus the $40 minimum on card 3, $480 toward the final card. Card 3 is paid off in approximately 5 more months. Total payoff time, 28 months. Total interest paid, approximately $2,100. If you had paid only minimums on all 3 cards, it would have taken over 8 years and cost approximately $6,800 in interest. The Avalanche method with an extra $200 per month saved you $4,700 and 6 years of your life. The third strategy, and this one is underused by almost everyone, is the balance transfer. A balance transfer moves your existing high-interest credit card balance to a new card offering a 0% introductory APR period. Most of these offers run between 12 and 21 months of zero interest. There is typically a balance transfer fee of 3 to 5% of the amount transferred. But here is the math. If you are paying 20% APR on a $5,000 balance and you transfer it to a card with 0% for 18 months with a 3% transfer fee, you pay $150 up front and then 0 interest for 18 months. During those 18 months, every dollar you pay reduces the principal directly. If you pay $278 per month, $5,000 divided by 18, you eliminate the entire balance before the promotional period ends. Total cost: $150 in transfer fees. Compare that to keeping it at 20% APR, where 18 months of payments at $278 per month would cost you approximately $1,200 in interest. You save $1,050 by paying a $150 fee. The balance transfer is one of the highest return financial moves available to the average American right now. There are 2 things to watch. First, do not use the new card for spending. Treat it as a payoff vehicle only. Second, have a plan to pay the full balance before the promotional period ends, because the rate after the introductory period is typically just as high as what you transferred from. The fourth strategy is income acceleration toward debt, and it is the fastest path out when used alongside the Avalanche method. Most people think about debt payoff as a fixed monthly payment problem, but it is actually a velocity problem. The faster you can increase the amount going toward your highest rate debt, the faster the compound interest math works in your favor instead of against you. Every additional dollar you throw at your highest rate card this month saves you approximately $1.20 to $1.40 over the remaining payoff period due to interest you no longer pay. That is an immediate guaranteed 20% return on every extra dollar you put toward 20% APR debt. There is no investment available to the average person that offers a guaranteed 20% return. Paying off 20% credit card debt is the highest return investment you can make right now. This means that any additional income you can generate, a weekend shift, selling items you do not use, freelance work, a bonus at your job, deployed directly toward your highest rate card, creates outsized results. A $500 tax refund thrown at 20% APR debt does not save you $500. It saves you $500 plus all the interest that $500 would have generated over the remaining payoff period. On a 5-year payoff, that $500 saves you closer to $800 in total. Every extra dollar accelerates the entire payoff curve. The fifth strategy is negotiating your interest rate, and most people have never tried this even though it works more often than you think. Call the number on the back of your credit card. Ask to speak to a retention specialist. Tell them you have been a customer for a certain number of years, that you have a good payment history, and that you would like to request a lower interest rate. Studies from consumer advocacy organizations consistently show that more than 60% of people who call and ask for a rate reduction receive one. The average reduction is 3 to 5 percentage points. On a $5,000 balance, a 5-point reduction from 20% to 15% saves you approximately $1,100 in interest over the payoff period. That phone call takes 10 minutes and can be worth over $1,000. Most people never make it. Now let us talk about what happens after the debt is gone. Because this is the part that most debt payoff content completely ignores, and it is actually the most important part. When you eliminate a $200 per month minimum payment, that money does not disappear. It becomes available to redirect. And where you redirect it determines whether you simply escape debt or actually build wealth. The freed payment is new cash flow. Automate it into an index fund before you get used to having it available. If you redirect $300 per month, the payment you were making on debt, into a simple index fund earning a historical average of 8% per year. After 5 years, you have $22,038. After 10 years, you have $55,000. After 20 years, you have $175,000. The same $300 per month that was destroying your wealth at 20%. APR becomes the foundation of genuine financial security when redirected to an index fund at 8% average returns. The swing between those two outcomes, debt versus investment, on the same $300 per month is $175,000 over 20 years. The math is not complicated, but you have to make the decision the moment the debt is gone, not 6 months later after lifestyle inflation has already claimed the cash flow. Let me leave you with the single most important number in this entire video. Every day you carry a high-interest credit card balance, it costs you money. Specifically, it costs you the interest accruing on the balance, plus the compounding investment returns you are not earning because that money is going to the credit card company instead of to your future. That combined daily cost, what financial economists call the dual cost of debt, is significantly higher than the number on your statement suggests. But the flip side is equally powerful. Every day you accelerate your payoff, you capture both of those costs back. You stop the interest bleeding, and you start the compound growth. The gap between someone who pays the minimum and someone who attacks the debt aggressively is not a gap of financial intelligence. It is a gap of information. And now you have the information. Make the call to lower your rate. Run the avalanche on your balances. Consider the balance transfer if the math works for your situation. Throw every extra dollar at your highest rate debt this month. And when the last balance hits zero, automate the freed cash flow into investments before your lifestyle can find it. The credit card industry built a system designed to keep you making minimum payments forever. The exit is not complicated, but it requires doing the math, making the decision, and executing the plan before another month of 20% interest takes what is yours